What is up, everybody? This is Erik, the one and only Bay Area Collector, and today I'm doing my February 2026 video game haul. Now, first of all, I apologize on my voice. I'm just getting over a nasty cold, and I've been hacking and coughing, and then finally my voice sounds a little better than it did before. So, even though my voice sounds like crap overall, at least it's getting a little better. But anyways, let's get started with the games. Now this month I noticed that I really didn't get a lot of physical games. The majority were for the Steam, and a lot of them were free, except a couple, and I'll let you know which ones that were not free instead. And then I got a couple of physical items and a couple of little things that were pretty interesting. So anyways, let's get started. The first game I got here is Along the Edge. This is basically a graphic novel story, and you start as a young lady who loses her baby, loses her relationship, but gains knowledge of where she comes from, of her ancestry. So she learns that she's from a long line of witches. So this is basically a graphic novel. This one went for free, and it was available for free. This next one, I didn't realize that this one was actually going for free for a limited time, and it's called Arabian Gulf. This is basically a first-person shooter, and you're out there in the desert, out destroying bad guys to gain entrance to a castle that's full of treasure. So yeah, it's basically your first-person shooter, and it was available for free. Now this one was also another game that's available for free, Brief Karate Foolish. This one I learned from a video earlier in the month that was going for free. This is basically a one-on-one fighting a la Street Fighter, but with weird mid-40 Japanese underwear wearing guys, which it has a comedic sense to it. So this game, actually, they say that it's actually pretty good for a fighting game. So I downloaded it because it would look pretty funny, and see how it went. Now these right here, I've known about the Game Boy game versions of these right here, right? But I got the Commander Keen collection, which is the original Commander Keen, which is a 2D side scrolling platformer from the Doom Legacy games, and oh my god, what's the other one? Doom and oh my goodness. Ooh, it's a famous shooter. Let me go in there. So it's basically based upon the series of Doom. Like he's an ancestor of the Doom character. And yeah, so you play as Commander Keen, but this one's a 2D side scrolling platformer. And it came out back in the days in the old computer PCs. So this was like an episodic game. Now on the Game Boy Color, there's a totally different game that is out there that's going a little bit expensive to own, but I got this one, and then this one went on sale, but I heard, which is the last episode, Commander Keen, Keen Dreams, but they say that this one's is probably the worst one. And so, but it went on sale, so I got it for super cheap. Then another game that went for free, Curse Land. This is a 2D side scrolling platformer where it's very challenging, where you have to go slowly, step by step to jump, to do specific jumps and everything. So yeah. And then this one right here, this next game is a game I've been wanting to get for a really long time. Icy. This one I wanted to get it for the Switch, but it is back in the day, so it was going on sale on the Switch for a really long time. I missed the opportunity to get it on the Switch, and so for a really long time it wasn't going on sale, and finally it did, but it did on the Steam. So I got it for Steam, and it's basically a 2D side scrolling platformer, hack and slash, but the story on this one I'm a little bit different. So it's basically, you got to go through it, like you're kind of going through, a narrator's kind of telling you what to do, when eventually you reach a point where you decide whether or not you want to do what the narrator of the story tells you to do, or you do your own thing. So this one looked very interesting, and it's a game that I've wanted to get for a long time, and I finally got it. The next game, this one is a free game called The Legend of Lumina, and it's basically they call it a Zelda-like Metroidvania puzzle game, where basically you go to each room and you're trying to fix tiles or whatnot, but they make it very similar to like The Legend of Zelda, but also it's weird because it's a Metroidvania. So I wonder how that's going to play out, but it's actually free right now. Unlike the other previous entries that were free, this one is a game that's been free forever. Another game that's been free forever, another Metroidvania, is Thoroughbore. Sorry, I can't see through my screen. It's called The Legend of Thoroughbore. Now, this is a 2D side-scrolling platformer that's based on the pen and paper book Therador, where you're trying to defeat an evil wizard, I believe. But it's based off of a book series, pen and paper Therador. Sorry, did I say it right? Sorry, not Therador. It's The Legend of Tabor. So it's pen and paper Tabor. I apologize. But it's basically based on that book series. And it's like a Metroidvania. So yeah, looks pretty good actually for being free. So if you guys want to check it out, it's out there for free right now. Next game. A game that just that became for free for a limited time. Lost in Animality. So this one, you basically are trapped in the 9th level of a building and you're trying to make it out. But the whole point of it is that you go as a first-person adventure game where you look at anomalies in the certain level, in the rooms and everything, in order to go to the next level below until you reach the first floor. Otherwise, you're going to be trapped and go back to the 9th floor. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm telling you with the cough. So this one right here is one that was very interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much what the game is. The next one, this one I purchased. And I learned about this one recently. It's called Lost Ruins. This is a 2D Metroidvania game where you're a young girl, a young schoolgirl, who ends up in a land mysteriously after she wakes up and she's trying to find her way out. But it's considered to be one of the really fun Metroidvania games. So there it is right there. So you end up in a strange foreign place. And I'll show a little bit of the video. And yeah, when I saw the gameplay of this game, it really caught my eye. So she awakens without memory. Yeah. Yeah, this one seemed very interesting. And I like the graphics on it too. So yeah, so you're trying to find your way out. And help out certain people while you defeat monsters. It has a very cool look in the game. Excuse me. This one reminds me a lot of Dead Cells. Kind of like that style. So yeah. The next one is another game that was for free. And this one is Magellania. This is basically a strategy RPG where you're like a little wizard and you're trying to defeat other enemies with the power of love and friendship. So this one seemed interesting and it was free for a limited time. Got that one right there. This one is actually one of those games that is currently free right now. And it's called Mariana. And this is basically a Metroidvania. Another Metroidvania where you're trying to explore this underwater trench. And you're trying to find the mysteries of the trench while you go and look for treasures and other items. This one seemed very interesting as well. Kind of gave me some it gave me some vibes similar to kind of like those underwater games. There was this one game about a submarine on the Xbox One. I forgot the name of it, but it gave me that similar vibe. So it looks pretty interesting. Yeah, so you slay creatures. Yeah. Very interesting game. Especially because it looks like you kind of get to move all over the place. It's not just jumping, but you gotta open up places. So yeah, it looked very interesting, and it's free right now if you guys are interested. And then this one went free for a limited time, Paragnosia. So this is basically another similar game where you have to observe every animality with your camera and defeat some ghosts. And you go through 8 levels. You have to survive like 8 levels in an apartment that you're trapped in. So you use your camera to trap ghosts and look at the animalities of the area. So this one is interesting as well, and it went for free for a limited time. And then I also purchased these two. I bought Star Wars Jedi Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. So this is that very famous, popular Star Wars game. That's an action adventure game. Said like many, I believe it's like hundreds or thousands of years before the original trilogy, where you have to defeat the Sith in order to, you know, kind of save the Republic. And of course, the second one takes place 5 years later, and that's a sequel. And I got it. I believe I got that one as a bundle for a really good price. That went on sale. And then this one right here is another free game that was actually for free, and I think this was available. It's another Metroidvania, and it's available right now if you guys are interested. So you wake up in this world named 12, so you're trying to find your way out, and and this one's interesting too, for being a game that's free that you guys can pick up and play. I gotta tell you guys, a lot of these games, if you look closely in Steam, it's very interesting. You'll find some really good games out there, either for pennies on the dollar or for free. So yeah, no, this is not a Metrovania. This is actually an RPG that was made from RPG Maker. Yes, sorry, I apologize. This is made out of RPG Maker. So this is basically an RPG, like a Zelda-like game. So look very interesting. Yep, that's it. And these are my Steam purchases for February. Oh no, one more. Untrusted. Untrusted basically is a multi-party play game, kind of similar to oh my goodness, what's that game that my kids play a lot? Hold on, so I have it for the for my phone, but I also have it for it was like Among Us. Or basically you either play as the hacker or you play as the computer people, and you're trying to find out who's who. And it's a fun little game. It went for free as well. I don't know if this is a free, if it's already being sold right now. Yeah, so it went for free for a limited time because now they're selling it. So yeah. So these are my games for Steam downloads for February 2025. Now, one thing I'm gonna tell you guys, I did get, well, my son got one particular game for the Switch that I didn't know about, and he just told me during the weekend, and he's the one who downloaded it because it was free, and I didn't know that existed, and it's very interesting. So the game that I'm talking to you guys about, maybe you guys already knew about it, but I didn't, and it just caught my attention. The only game I got, Hello Mario for the Switch. Now, Hello Mario for the Switch is just basically a game, and my son told me it was like for little kids, where you just interact with the face of Mario and you stretch it and do things and play mini games. Now, I haven't had a chance to really look at it, but I did see my son kind of test it out real quick, and my kids were playing it earlier in the weekend. So yeah, this one is for free. So I when my son grabbed it. So my son has a knack for getting these interesting games. So that's the only game that I got on the Switch for digital downloads. And that's pretty much it for digital downloads. Let me put this away. And let me take this out of the side. And let me zoom out. Adjust my camera. So anyways, like I mentioned, I only bought 4 actual physical games for the month. I didn't really go out. Like I said, I was pretty much sick for most of the month. My kids were doing a lot of activities themselves. So I kind of took a lot of advantage during the weekend to rest until finally this last weekend I was feeling better. But I did get these games the week before, but not these 2, but 2 I did, and I'll show you right now. So the first 2 games that I got are for the Genesis, but there are reproductions, and that's Rocket Knight Adventures for the Genesis, as well as Sparkster, the sequel. And these are basically 2D side-scrolling platformer games, very popular. They just recently, not long ago, they did a limited run game, numbered copy, which includes both, which is also expensive. Back in the days, I used to own, I want to say I own both. I know I owned this one, but this one, I can't remember if I did or if I didn't. I want to say I did. But the one that's very memorable to me is this one, because like I have mentioned before in the past, the story about visiting my grandma in Mexico many years ago, alongside Dick Tracy, Captain America and the Avengers, and then this is the other one that I was playing a lot. So these are memorable games. So I got these 2. And then finally, last weekend, when I told you guys they unfortunately closed all my GameStops in the area with exception to the one in the mall in San Mateo. And I was out there last weekend, although very sick. I was out there because we had to do some errands out there. And I stopped by GameStop to use my $5 coupon, and I got these 2 games that I wanted to get for a long time. Remothered, Tormented Fathers, and Remothered Broken Porcelain. Now, this is part, I don't know which one's which. Oh, this is part 2, this is part 1. For some weird reason, I can never find these any cheaper. This has always been cheaper, but the first one's never been cheaper. And these are survival horror, first-person survival horror games. So yeah, these I've been really looking forward to playing, and I might as well got them because it's not gonna be anytime soon that I'm gonna be at GameStop like I normally used to go anymore. So I picked these up, and they come complete. Let me see. Yeah, they come complete. So yeah, got these 2. And that's pretty much my games for February 2024. Like I said, I didn't get a lot of physical games. There was one game that was supposed to come, and I'm very upset about it. And next month, when I do my haul next month, I will hopefully receive it, and I can tell you the story about that one because they kind of pissed me off on that one. So anyways, off to items. I did get a couple of items. The first one you guys probably saw. If you guys see my girlfriend's channel, Lily, a Simple Mom, she surprised me with these. And these are Dragon Ball cards, like playing cards. And I thought that they were really cool. I really like Dragon Ball. And I saw these. She got them at Hot Topic. They were on sale. I think when you buy one item, you get like 2 items for free. And this was something that she noticed that I liked when she was looking around the store while I went to go buy the other game, the other games. And I took an interest in them, and I said, nah, I'd rather save my money and get the games, But I guess she was very kind, so thank you, babe. And she got me these, so love you, babe. Thank you for these. I really, really wanted these, and these are great. I'll put them right there. The next thing is I got 2 items when I went to my Didi's discount store near the area. Well, not near here, in Hayward. And I found 2 things that were very interesting. As you guys know, when it comes to Funko Pops, I really don't buy Funko Pops unless it's something that really catches my eye, because I just don't have a lot of room to put them. But I love Funko Pops, but I get the ones that I really consider them being unique. And one of those that I grabbed was this Rockstar Chicken McNugget Pop, Funko Pop. I thought it was awesome. I really, really like it. And then I happened to look in the back, and they got, you know, Ronald McDonald looks creepy. But I like Birdie. Birdie looks cool. And then all the other ones, I remember them. These, I remember from back in the days when I was a kid. So, yeah. And then the number on the box, this is a very unique number. So, yeah. So, I got this one, and I really like this one. And then finally, the last thing I got was this Transformer Starscream. And this is from the series, this is, oh my goodness, it's called The Authentics. Yeah, I couldn't remember. I'm taking a liking to these Authentics Transformers. One, they're very cheap. Two, their transformation is very simple. And three, the looks are very classic. And four, the final thing is that they remind me of G1 a lot. And it's like they're kind of like a budget Transformer. And as you can see, they're only $6. And the smaller ones tend to be a little cheaper. So yeah, this one is really cool. Starscream is not a character that, believe it or not, Starscream is not one of my favorite Transformers. In the series, he was very annoying. But I know that the significance of Starscream plays a big part in the story. But still, I really liked it. It's a very simple transformation on these guys. As you can see. Doesn't have a lot. Maybe one day I'll do videos. And I've been doing a lot of Transformer videos on my G1s. Definitely, I'll probably end up doing videos on these in the near future. Maybe get a couple of these and transform them. But for now, got this one and I'm very happy. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for putting up with my voice and my coughing and my hacking. I know I've been sick, but thank you so much for watching my video. This is my February 2026 video game haul. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Please like and subscribe to Lily, a Simple Mom, Logan from Logan's Toy Box Review, and Alexis, aka Lexi from Lexi's Toys Box Review. Their links will be in the description down below. And anyways, thank you so much for withstanding. If you guys watched to the end of the video, thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys take care. Peace out.